Hello, my friend. I'm really glad you're here today. Some stories travel further than we imagine. Tonight, we will walk with one of them. Imagine a thread, a single, soft thread, so thin you could break it with your fingers. Just flour, just water, nothing more. But this thread crossed deserts. This thread climbed mountains. This thread sailed across oceans, in the bags of traders, in the dreams of travelers. It fed emperors, it fed farmers, it fed children crying in the cold. And tonight, somewhere in the world, someone is holding that same thread, warm, in a bowl, waiting to be eaten. This is the history of noodles. Welcome to HitoCast, where we follow the small, quiet things that shaped the world. Before noodles, life was different. Very different. For most of human history, people ate grain in simple ways. They ground wheat or rice into flour. Then they baked it into flatbread. Or they boiled whole grains into porridge. Bread was good, but it was heavy. It got hard after one day. Porridge was warm, but it was plain. The same thing every morning, every night. People wanted something more. Something you could store. Something you could cook fast. Something that felt special, even when you were poor. They were waiting for a new idea. They just did not know it yet. Our story begins thousands of years ago. Picture a small village in northern China. The Yellow River flows nearby. The fields are full of wheat and millet. Life is hard here. Winters are cold. The wind carries dust across the land. In one small home, a woman is making dough. It is late in the day. Her children are hungry. Outside, the wind is cold. She mixes flour with water. She kneads it with her hands. She wants to make bread, but today, she has an idea. She rolls the dough flat, very flat. Then she cuts it into long, thin strips. She drops them into a pot of boiling water. She waits. A few minutes later, she lifts them out. They are soft. They are long. They are warm. She calls her children. They sit down. They eat. Their eyes grow wide. This is not bread. This is not porridge. This is the first noodle. Now, I must be honest with you. This is a story. We do not have her name. We do not have the exact year. But we do have proof that she, or someone like her, existed. In 2005, scientists were digging in a place called Lajia in northwest China. Deep in the ground, they found a bowl. Inside the bowl, turned upside down, there was something strange. Long, thin, yellow strings. They were noodles. Real noodles, made from millet, preserved by a sudden flood that buried the village. The scientists tested them. They were 4,000 years old. Can you imagine that? 4,000 years ago, someone sat down to eat a bowl of noodles. Then the earth moved. The bowl was buried, and it waited. It waited 4,000 years to tell us its story. That bowl changed how we understand food history, and from that one small bowl, the noodle began its long journey. The Chinese people did not stop at one kind. They kept experimenting, year after year, generation after generation. They tried different flours, wheat, rice, buckwheat, mung bean. Each one gave a different noodle, different color, different taste, different feeling in the mouth. They tried different shapes, long and thin, flat and wide, twisted, knotted, pulled by hand into the air, again and again, until one piece of dough became 100 strings. This is called hand-pulled noodles. In Chinese, it is lamian. The cook holds the dough. He stretches it, he folds it, he stretches it again. Each fold doubles the number of strings. After 10 folds, One piece of dough becomes more than 1,000 noodles. It looks like magic. It is like watching a dance. For a long time, noodles were mostly eaten at home. Simple food, family food. But then, something changed. Around 1,000 years ago, during the Song dynasty, cities grew very big. Kaifeng, Hangzhou, some of the largest cities in the world at that time. Millions of people lived there. And in these cities, something new appeared. Noodle shops. Small shops, busy shops, open late into the night. Workers came after long days. Travelers came from far away. Scholars came to think and talk. All of them sat on wooden benches. All of them held warm bowls. All of them slurped loudly. This was the first fast food in human history. You did not have to be rich. You did not have to be important. You just needed a few coins. And for those coins, you got a bowl of hot, fresh noodles, cooked in front of you, ready in minutes. Imagine sitting down in one of those shops on a cold night, the steam rising from the bowl, the noise of the city just outside the door, a stranger next to you, eating in silence, both of you warm, both of you fed. That feeling, simple, human, shared, would travel with noodles everywhere they went. And noodles went very far. They moved west, slowly along the Silk Road, a long trade route from China across deserts and mountains all the way to the Middle East and Europe. Traders carried silk, they carried tea, they carried spices, and somewhere in their bags they carried the idea of noodles. In the Middle East, people learned to make a food called rishta, long strings of dough, dried in the sun, boiled in broth. Sound familiar? In Central Asia, people made lahman, hand-pulled noodles with meat and vegetables. They still eat it today. And then the noodle reached Italy. This is where the story gets tangled. There is a famous tale. The tale says Marco Polo, the Italian traveler, brought noodles from China to Italy in the 13th century. For hundreds of years, people believed this. But historians now tell us something different, something surprising. Italians had pasta before Marco Polo was born. Ancient Romans ate a flat pasta called lagana. Later, Arab traders brought dried pasta to Sicily, the island in southern Italy, around the 12th century. Sicily was hot and dry, perfect for drying pasta in the sun, perfect for storing it for long journeys. So noodles and pasta may share the same grandparent, but they grew up in different homes, one in the east, one in the west. Both loved, both delicious. The same simple idea: flour, water, a long shape. Born in different places, carried by different hands. Feeding the world in its own way. But not every story about noodles is sweet. In China, during hard times, noodles showed the distance between rich and poor. Rich families ate white wheat noodles, soft, smooth, made with care. Picture a poor mother, winter, the fire almost out. She opens a small sack of dried sweet potato flour. She stretches it into thin strips. She drops them into boiling water. She watches her children eat. Not much, but something warm. Something that looked like a meal. Poor families ate whatever they could find. Sweet potato noodles, bean noodles, noodles made from roots, noodles made from dried weeds. During the worst famines, people boiled tree bark and called it noodles. Just to have something long and warm in the bowl, just to feel like they were eating. Food was survival. A noodle was hope, stretched thin. It is part of the story we must not forget. The history of food is also the history of who had enough and who did not. And then, in the 20th century, noodles changed again, in a way that shocked the world. In 1958, in Japan, a man named Momofuku Ando looked out his window. It was after World War II. Japan was poor. People stood in long lines in the cold, waiting for a bowl of hot food. He wanted to help. He had an idea. What if you could make noodles that last a long time? What if you could cook them in just 3 minutes? What if anyone, anywhere, could have a hot meal with just hot water? He worked in a small shed behind his house. For 1 whole year, he tried and failed. He tried and failed again. Then one day, watching his wife fry food for the family, he understood. He would fry the noodles first. The frying would dry them. They would stay fresh for months. Add hot water. That was all. This was the birth of instant noodles. Today, people around the world eat more than 100 billion packs every year. 100 billion. Students eat them late at night. Workers eat them on lunch breaks. Travelers eat them in hotel rooms. Astronauts have eaten them in space. A simple idea, born from kindness, born from one man standing at a window, watching hungry people and wanting to help. So what did noodles give us? They gave us comfort. Think about the last time you were sick, or sad, or very tired. What did you want to eat? For so many people in the world, the answer is a bowl of noodles. Warm, soft, easy, kind. They gave us connection. 2 strangers in a small noodle shop, 1 bowl each. No words needed. Just the sound of steam, the sound of slurping, the quiet joy of being fed. And they gave us identity. Every country, every region has its own noodle. Japanese ramen, Korean japchae, Thai pad thai, Vietnamese pho, Italian spaghetti, Jewish lokshen, German spätzle, Filipino pancit. Same idea. 1,000 faces. Each one says, "This is who we are." At birthdays, Chinese families still eat long noodles, very long. You must not cut them. You must not break them. Because long noodles mean long life. Think about a grandmother placing a bowl in front of her grandchild. The noodle stretches from the bowl to the mouth, unbroken. One long string of hope. A quiet wish, passed from hand to hand. May you live long. May you live well. May your days be as long as this noodle. Noodles are not just food. They are a prayer in a bowl. Today, real noodle makers are still here, in small shops, in big cities, in quiet villages, pulling dough, rolling dough, cutting dough, keeping the old ways alive. 4,000 years of hands. And we end here, with a bowl in front of us, steam rising, soft and long, ready to eat. The story of noodles is not about flour and water. It is about the human need to feed each other, the quiet courage of trying something new, connection, crossing borders, crossing centuries, with nothing more than a string of dough. And you, my friend, maybe your life feels like a thread too, long, sometimes tangled, sometimes stretched thin. The simple meals you cook, the quiet care you give, the warmth you offer, they matter more than you know. So next time you sit down with a bowl of noodles, remember, you are not just eating dinner. You are joining a story 4,000 years long. You are part of that story now. Thank you for walking with me tonight. Leave a comment. I would love to know. What kind of noodle makes you feel most at home? Breathe slowly. Learn gently. I will be here when you return.